Azurmendi, but we it's like Azurmendi all the time. And then when we are going to Tokyo, we explored that market, the traditional products that the people what traditional recipes from Japan love, and we are chaining one by one all the story, and we are creating one new storytelling between Basque and Japanese cultures. But
Oh,
after
wow.
everything super fast with some ideas that we created 2 years ago about
That's
this, for example.
fantastic. Luis, are you ready?
Yeah. So first of all, I have to apologize. I mean, like again, like as Adela is explaining, we are using Eneko a little bit as a guinea pig. So sorry for that, and thank you so much for doing this. So we had many challenges. I thought it was gonna be the easiest thing, but then when you think that something is gonna be easy to arrange, things gets complex. So we have but now it's kind of solved. So thank you very much, and I am so happy to be here. Thank you, Eneko, and thank you, Adela, and thank you everyone for being here. And we have like a group of students also from Spain and international students here starting to join us. I mean, the camera is like they are kind of getting into the room. And at 12:30, probably the City Science group also is going to be connecting with us, and we are going to use the Kudo platform. I know that it also is messy, but since most of these events, they also need to have like the translation in English, that was the solution. But I see that Eneko speaks perfect English, so maybe we don't even need the Kudo. Anyway, I just give you the mic, Adela. I think I always, when Eneko talks about when he gets into a city and visits the market, and then in 1 hour and a half, he understands the culture of the place, and he can understand who is shopping there, what they are shopping, if the products are fresh or not. I think that's a very good question, and I am happy that you start from that question. And I think that's something that is very meaningful for food, but also is very meaningful for science and architecture and urban planning. So that's the kind of connections and synergies that we want to have in this kind of conversations. It's like how through food and and the knowledge of food, we can understand other, from science, from urban planning, etc. And I think Eneko is the perfect first candidate for this because he is interested on everything. I mean, he's like a researcher, he's a scientist, but he's also a chef. So thank you very much. I just give you the mic again, Adela and Eneko.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Let me start by introducing a little bit of Eneko and the day today. Thank you, Luis. Welcome everybody to Gastronomy and Beyond. My name is Adela Valderas, and Luis and myself, Luis from City Science Lab, will be hosting Gastronomy and Beyond. There are a lot of people around us that are helping us, like Leticia and so many people. We are delighted to be your hosts, and together with España, MIT, RCC, Harvard, Basque Culinary Center, and of course the great support, as I mentioned, Leticia, we will be together in this Gastronomy and Beyond. Well, it aims to unite people who contribute to innovation in the realms of culture, products, territory, sustainability. And just let me tell you a little bit about Eneko. 5 Michelin stars, 3 Michelin stars in Azurmendi. As I mentioned before, we can discover
Adela,
his cuisine. Yes.
Adela, can you explain a little bit how it works, like the 5 Michelin stars? Because a lot of people were like, "Oh, I thought a person can only have 3 Michelin stars," and
I think it's a fantastic question. Definitely, Eneko is going to do that because
okay.
Eneko, can you do that? Why 5?
Sorry, Adela?
Why? The question...
Why? Because we have 3 Michelin stars from 2012 in Azurmendi. Is my first and big restaurant, and after we'll explain you that we have other projects around the world also. And in other concept, we have in Eneko, Laravechu, close to Azurmendi, we have other Michelin star, and also we have other Michelin star in Eneko Lisbon. Different concepts, different point of views, but also the big home, Azurmendi, has 3 Michelin star, and the others 1-1.
Yeah. So you may have the maximum in a place, correct me if I am wrong, Eneko, is
It's
3.
3 Michelin stars, and now I think that 2 years ago, Michelin Guide also put in value the sustainability with 1 green star more, and we have
That's it.
also we have.
And you've got that, but so you can have another start in different restaurants. But Eneko, and now I give you definitely the word for you. And you also, your restaurant has been named, I think, 3 times the most sustainable restaurant in the world. So this is Eneko Atxa. Please, 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 everybody listening, get inspired. Let me tell you one more thing. He is an extraordinary person. Not only a chef,
Thank you,
but
Adela. Thank you, Adela.
Well,
Thank you. I am only one chef, a normal guy that is working with passion about the food, gastronomy, but also about the food industry. And for me, in the beginning, was very, very important work. I never dreamed to be a chef. I had other dreams like a football player and other things like when I was very, very young. But after, when I started that learning that the chef industries and restaurants, I dreamed that create something special for my guests. And in the last 20 years, we worked together with my team, with my family, super strong to achieve a different challenge, to achieve a different awards in the end with Azurmendi, that is our restaurant. But in this time also, I feel that we we achieve to understand that we have other power. The power that the people say that we have is the power of cook. But I think that we have other power, that is the knowledge about the food industry, about that everything is around the gastronomy. And with this knowledge, we can to create different things. Overall, it's obvious that the people will think that, okay, it's a chef, will create gastronomic experience and nice dishes. Okay, we try every day. This is our work, it's our job. But sometimes we have a big discussions with my team about, okay, we are achieving more and more knowledge about the food industry, but for when? What is the next step that we have to do? If you remember the most important chef in the last 20, 30 years, sure that you know Ferran Adrià, sure that you know René Redzepi, and everybody is asking about what is the next revolution that we will do that the gastronomy world. And I say, okay, this is the answer that for what we are trying to understand and to learn about more and more information about the food, because we can use this knowledge to create one better world. And it's something like a very big idea. And we are a very, very small community. But the food industry is in the middle of our life, not only in the restaurant, in your life. Now I think that Letitia is doing something special to the people that is listening to this conversation yet, no? Because it's all the time is in our life. And then doing specific things, we can change a lot of different things. And now, in 5 minutes, when I will start with my presentation, I will explain you very clean these crazy ideas. We have other order.
And Eneko, what role? I mean, you are as well, myself, maybe people can see the landscape there. We are in the Basque Country. What role does the territory play in your food, in your cook, in your life?
For me, is the most important thing, the most big inspiration for all the people that are working every day is our environment, our landscape, because we are very lucky. You know, people that is coming from around the world to eat in the Basque Country say, why in the Basque Country, in very small territory, you can find in a lot of prestigious restaurants, a lot of restaurants with Michelin stars. Why? You are a genius chefs. And I say, no. The real thing here is that we are very lucky because we are living very close to the sea, close to the mountain. We have an incredible community of the farmers, fishermen. Also, we have a lot of different recipes that we receive from our other generation or the old generations also. And if you put all in one cocktail and mix everything, all the ingredients, you can find that one territory that is very proud about that the local farmers, the local people that is working behind that the products, and also, of course, about that all the story of gastronomical recipes that we achieve in these years. And then it's easier, no, it's our meritorious thing. If not, it's something more simple to be chef here or not in other countries.
I think you're very humble. Well, I think no, I'm sure. And I think, correct me if I am wrong, the Basque Country has the biggest Michelin star restaurant, number of restaurants per capita, yes?
And now I think that is Tokyo, but
Okay.
after is that country. I think yes.
Okay. Luis, is there any question? We are going to go into Eneko's presentation. Is there any question from you?
Yeah, I mean, well, let's with logistics. So we are gonna jump into the Kudo at 12:30, no?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
you can speak in Spanish in the presentation, and we will have the translation. But that's the.
Yes. Sí, o sea, las cosas del directo. Tenemos que saltar al link de Kudo porque lo va a estar viendo gente en inglés también y así ve la traducción. Entonces, si queréis, ponemos aquí el link, saltamos todos a ese otro.
Pero todavía tenemos.
Tenemos 5 minutos. Podemos descansar 5 minutos.
No, bueno, o.
We continue with Eneko because there are people who need in English. Some people send me a message to speak in English. Is that okay, Luis or Leticia?
So I mean, if we keep speaking in English, I mean, like, I think the best thing is to jump into the other, like, device. I think it's going to be messy, but people can follow us. And Leti will share the link here. So then Eneko can speak in Spanish and he will have a translation. Also, we will try that link. The problem is, like, again, we are testing this for first time, Eneko, so sorry. But
No problem.
and let's see how that works. Now we have like a good amount of students in this room, and we want to also connect with the students like downstairs. So let's, I mean, I don't know if the people in the room, they have questions for Eneko so far. Questions, they are very shy.
They're very shy.
Yeah, they're very shy. I don't know, where is Javier? Because he always... Javier, any question for Eneko?
Yes.
Yeah, I knew. So, yeah.
Thank you, Javier.
Hola, Javier.
seen you in several conferences in the past. I think you once came to my high school to give a talk. I'm from Bilbao, so
Okay.
I feel very connected to your work, and yeah, it's a pleasure seeing you. You use any computer science, or have you thought of using any computer science in the optimization of your recipes, or any AI at all, or have you thought about doing that in the future?
Interesting. Do you put
Yeah.
any computer science, Eneko, in your recipes?
No he conseguido escucharlo, perdón, ¿eh?
Que si has...
You-
Bueno, Javier, en español.
Digo, te digo en español. Sí,
Ah,
No lo escucho, tengo un problema auditivo, perdón.
Acércate un
Ah,
poco
micro,
más.
micro. Vale, me
Acércate
acerco
un
ahí.
poquito más.
Ahora mejor,
Ahí.
ahora mejor.
Hola Javier, ¿qué tal?
Hola, ¿qué tal? No, digo no, bueno, un placer que viniste una vez a dar una charla incluso en nuestro colegio y demás, y que estoy muy cerca de todo tu trabajo que has hecho. Soy de Bilbao también. Y te decía que a ver si has valorado la opción de utilizar inteligencia artificial en algún momento para optimizar alguna de las recetas o, bueno, el uso de datos, ¿no? Para ver qué es lo que más les gusta a los clientes o qué es lo que, no sé. Bueno, eso, encantado.
Gracias, Javier.
Yes, we received one proposal some months ago from other scientists from the Basque countries, Eneko to create one different recipes using the artificial intelligence, but at the moment I want to wait and observe how is moving this new concept for me, because I understand perfectly that what is coming, but I need time to understand and to start to try also.
But Eneko, you told me that you have a couple of projects where you are gathering data, like
Yes.
for instance, this network of chefs that you have around the planet, gathering data and understanding what
Yes.
are the products and the price. So I think probably you are not using AI in the new fashion way, but probably, I mean, you are building databases, you are working with that kind of data. So I think in that sense, you are very innovative working with data.
Yes, I will explain now all the projects that
Exactly.
we are doing. Huh? No problem. Also about the best partners, also about the NASA projects, everything. We are following everything that is happening about that AA, but we need to time to, for example, that the idea that Eneko shared with us about that you can put the same ingredient in your computer, and the computer on the EA say you what is your recipe. You only have to put the detail. For example, I don't know, the fish dancing with the grapes. And suddenly you have the perfectly picture with that the idea that the EA have to about that this title. I don't know. I think that we have to wait about this.
Cool.
Yeah.
Al final, la presentación es esa, la de yo soy un cocinero que me dedico a cocinar porque tengo restaurantes y en ellos busco la excelencia, ¿no? Yo entiendo la gastronomía como un lenguaje universal que me sirve para expresarme de muchas maneras, ¿no? Voy a ir pasando poco a poco, cosas, porque lo voy a ir contando. Yo todo lo que viene aquí lo voy a contar y luego se puede compartir con todos los demás.
Mhm.
Mi casa madre es Azurmendi. Azurmendi es el apellido materno mío y desde el 2005, 18 años me parece que son, pues abrimos este restaurante con las ganas de cocinar y de crear experiencias y pues nada del otro mundo, todo lo que cualquier chef puede desear y puede aspirar, ¿no? Esta es mi casa, esto es Azurmendi. Azurmendi en un principio, en el año 2005, se crea en otro espacio absolutamente diferente, pero en el año 2012 se traslada. Y se traslada porque yo empiezo este proyecto con 25 años más o menos, voy adquiriendo cierta madurez y voy entendiendo que mi casa tiene que ser de una manera diferente a la que había diseñado en el año 2005. ¿Y por qué? Pues porque yo quería tener una casa donde pudiera contar cosas diferentes, donde pudiera quedar patente que para mí lo importante, lo más inspiracional era mi propio territorio, de dónde venía y dónde vivía y todo lo que ello envolvía, ¿no? Por eso, más que invadir, queríamos un espacio que convive con la propia naturaleza. Y estamos hablando de que los primeros bocetos de esta casa, de este Azurmendi, se hacen en el año 2010. Y podéis echar de hemeroteca y veréis que en el año 2010, en el mundo de la gastronomía, ni siquiera se mencionaba ni se nos pasaba por la cabeza la palabra sostenibilidad. Bueno, pues cuando creamos Azurmendi, estos primeros bocetos en el año 2010, como bien os iré explicando después, nosotros ya empleábamos la palabra sostenibilidad, pero no solo empleábamos la palabra, sino que invertíamos en sostenibilidad. Pero bueno, os lo voy a ir contando después. Cuando creamos Azurmendi, creamos un espacio en el que yo no quería que fuera un restaurante al uso como los que yo conocía, quería que fuera un lugar donde la experiencia gastronómica fuera diferente, donde la gente no llegara al restaurante, se sentara, comiera excelente y se marchara del restaurante. Yo quería que fuera un lugar donde la gente llegara e interpretara, cada uno con con sus propias ideas, que estaba entrando en un micromundo donde el territorio tenía una importancia vital y donde muchos de los gestos que iban a ocurrir dentro de esa experiencia iban a relatar un poco nuestra manera de entender el placer, la gastronomía y el cómo intentar hacer de algo local algo mucho más global, ¿no? Entonces, Azurmendi es un lugar donde la gente llega y lo primero que se encuentra es un gran jardín. ¿Y por qué nos gusta que la gente se encuentre con un gran jardín? Pues porque a mí me parecía que cuando yo iba a los restaurantes con 3 estrellas Michelin, me asustaba un poco. La llegada era un poco estresante porque iba muy excitado, esperando siempre el qué me voy a encontrar, pero al mismo tiempo no puedo negar ni esconder que sentía cierto sensación de estar aterrado, ¿no? De decir, joder, ¿qué va a pasar? ¿Lo haré bien? Pensar, ¿eh? Alguien que es cliente y va pensando, ¿lo haré bien? ¿Estaré a la altura del restaurante? Y todas estas cosas. Y es algo que no me gustaba nada, que odiaba. Yo quería buscar una experiencia que fuera muchísimo más familiar, que fuera muy cercana a la gente y donde cuando la gente llegara al restaurante entendiera que nosotros éramos sus anfitriones, pero que ellos estaban explorando un nuevo mundo donde ellos comandaban lo que iba a acabar sucediendo, ¿no? Entonces, este jardín es donde hacemos la bienvenida, donde recibimos a la gente y donde una vez les ofrecemos los primeros snacks de bienvenida, volvemos a desaparecer y les dejamos tranquilos, disfrutando en el jardín de esa primera llegada, ¿no? Estos son los
Eh,
primeros snacks que ofrecemos
Solo
en
una
el...
cosa, ¿te
Sí,
importa que hago yo la traducción un poco en inglés
como
porque
queráis, como queráis.
¿te parece bien que haga como una pequeña traducción
Como
o que tú
queráis.
mismo hagas?
No, dale, dale tú la guerra, sí, sí, si quieres, sí.
Hago, tiro, ¿sí?
Sí, sí, sí,
I'm
sí,
just going to do a little bit of a translation for the people who did not get the beginning. Eneko, can you show the picture of the welcome? Because I love that picture. When you go to Azurmendi, this is what you find. Yes, Eneko, this is your home. And that's what you find. And then the welcome. So in a way, well, you were a little bit afraid of 3 Michelin stars, was it, Eneko? So that's why
I think it
you
is. When you will discover a new Michelin restaurant, you are like, okay, everything that I will do is correct, not correct. How it may be my dress code. And we broke with all the old ideas about this.
That's quite interesting, no? Like a chef that goes into a 3 Michelin stars from other chefs, and he's excited about what I'm gonna get there and the experience. And then realizing that you get overwhelmed by the thing, and you realize if I do something, it needs to be totally the opposite. No, I think that's amazing.
Yeah, we try to create one different atmosphere and one real experience when the people know is only coming to the restaurant, sitting, eating, and living. We created something that the people is part of the restaurant, part at home, and then we created one experience when the people is walking for the garden with one picnic, like a relaxed picnic. After you are going inside the kitchen, when all the people there, when you are going inside the kitchen, everybody say "kaixo," that is in my Basque language is hello, welcome. We explain all the kitchen also with we have this is different snacks inside the kitchen. We explain how is the people working inside the kitchen, and then that all the guests that are coming to Azurmendi feel that they are part of this experience. They are part of the all the areas and in the restaurant, the kitchen, the garden, everything. And in this case, I don't want to speak too much about that the food, because the concept is more important for me than the food. That after that visit the kitchen, we invited to continue with the experience to our guests. This is the different snacks in the kitchen that we offer. Next step, that after the kitchen, that we open the doors of our local garden to all the guests that are coming to Azurmendi. And one question for Daniel Pablo, one of the biggest persons in the botanic world. Do you know what is this flower that you can observe in our garden, Daniel?
Like a poppies, but I am not sure.
This garden is Azurmendi flower. It's unique in the world. It's because we created one flower using all the food waste that we created in the restaurant. We created, and also with cochinilla for the color of the flower, we created 1007 flowers that with the food waste that we created in the restaurant, and we put it in our garden. This garden is following our sustainable idea also with these flowers and with different elements that after I will explain. For me, the nature is one of the most big inspirations. And then for this area, the snacks that we offer is one specific flower, is cauliflower. We have the nectar of the roses to eat in one bite, one vegetable cold tea, one very strange shoe that Daniel you never find like this is basil flower also. We created this basil flower with olive oils and basil flowers, but all this, the black stick that you can observe in the flower is edible also. And also that the recollect in every morning with different leaves, we after cook these leaves, we achieve that every leaves be super crunchy and super natural. It's very nice, really. It's very nice. We
Eneko.
find meditation with the nature all the time in this area.
And this is the welcoming to the restaurant, isn't it?
Yes, the garden in the beginning with the picnic, like your relax time, very welcome. We don't continue asking, explaining. Very welcome. 5-10 minutes for you in your garden. After, do you want to discover our kitchen? Oh yes, come. In the kitchen, we explain all the internal everything. And between you are eating different snacks that we are preparing in front of you. Next step is come to the garden. In the garden, our idea about sustainability, to dancing with the nature, with discovering new flowers, new flowers also. And after that, you come here to the dining room to eat a different other dishes. But like before I explained, the dishes now is the most important. Here I will show you some examples. But today I don't want to explain nothing about the dishes, only the concept. After, for me, the gastronomy is like a universal language. And inside of this language, you can find a different dialects also. And then, for me, when I can enjoy with all the food in the world, all the food, super informal, formal, mixed, traditional, fine dining. And like a chef, I want to create all the concepts, not only fine dining. And now, super fastly, I will explain you what we are doing around the world. We have Azurmendi, is the first restaurant that I show you, but after we have other concepts like Eneko in Lara Metro, in Tokyo, in Lisbon, and Karisawa. Eneko concept is something more informal, something more faster, something more dynamic, something that the people is cooking in front of you, but very high quality. No, it's super fine dining, but some restaurants of Eneko concept achieve also the Michelin stars. And then it's something less fine dining than the other concept, but it's very good quality also. Here you can find the different examples. Next, basket. Here we have one concept that is Adela can explain after better than myself, sure. But we have one concept that is the gastronomic societies or the chocos in my region, and is the one place that the people is going all together with the friends and to speak, to singing, to drink, but all the time is around the table and around the food. The food is informal, but it's very nice food all the time. And I will translate this concept also to the professional restaurant. And then I created this concept to food to share in Sevilla and in Madrid. After NKO, next concept that we created is I am traveling to Japan for a lot of years because we have a restaurant in Japan, in Tokyo, in Karisawa also. And I love it that the idea that how the Japanese people feel the food in their life, you know. And then and they have incredible concept about the respect for the farmers, for the culture, and I found something incredible in Japan. You can think that Basque Country is in one point of the world and Japan is in the other side, and it's something like antagonic in the culture also. But in the gastronomic world, no, it's antagonic because when the Japanese people have tempura, we have fritura. When the Japanese people have yakitori, we have asador or charcoal restaurants. When the people from Japan have nigiris to finger food, we have pinchos or tapas. And then I decided to create something super informal between both cultures, Japanese and Basque. Here are some examples. Some idea is like a Japanese aesthetics, but it's super Basque. It's super Basque products also, ingredient. After that in Kyo, we created the youngest brother of Enkyo is Basque Nigiri House. Basque Nigiris with Basque inspiration, with Basque and Japanese cocktails. Simple also. The last concept that I will explain today about the restaurant, the bocata. For me, the sandwich world is something that incredible with big possibilities that in 2, 3, 4, 10 bites, you can create something incredible that you can eat like a street food every day in the street or close to the university or at home. It's something incredible. We are exploring this world, but with the same idea of the fine dining, but with the sandwiches world. It's the bocata. And now, it's a nice presentation because it's one chef that will explain or we'll speak about the food, about the restaurants. But today, I want to explain you other things also. For me, the knowledge in the gastronomy, of course, I know and I am super conscious that I am working, my job is the restaurants, the chef that cook, that create experience for the guest that is coming to our restaurant, to create strong teams working and following the same idea of the excellence. But we are privileged people because every day Azurmendi is fully booked with people that is coming from around the world, from all the parts. Every day is full. And then I say, okay, I achieve my dream. But I have other ideas that dreams comes true also. And the other ideas is that cook one better future for our society using our knowledge about the food industry for the society. Some years ago, we created, this is different presentations about the different things that we do it. I will share with you, with all the people that are here today with us. For me, one of the most important things that we do it in the last years is jacking. Jacking is the other kitchen. It's the kitchen where we don't need the casseroles, we don't need the fire, we don't need that the pans. We need the pencils and ideas using the gastronomy to change the world. Haki, the name Haki without N, is in Basque language is food product, and when you put the N is knowledge, and this is our other kitchen that we have. In Jacking, we are working about different concepts. One of the most important concepts that we are working from more than 10 years, that before I explained, when anybody spoke about sustainability in our industry, we created one restaurant more or less sustainable, imperfect, but sustainable in our capacity in 2012. We're working about the health also, food and health, and also the social commitment. And now I will explain you super fast everything, the different ideas that we are working. About sustainability, I think that a lot of people in our industry was focused 10, 15 years ago in the product that they are putting in the middle of the plate, but never about the context. And we thought that the context have to be important also. For this, we created Azurmendi using the different tools to create one atmosphere sustainable. We have the geothermic in Azurmendi with 18 holes underground to achieve the energy. Like here is one schematic idea about Azurmendi. Also, we have photovoltaic panels. We recycling rainwater here in the Basque Country. Now, in this moment, it's raining also in the Basque Country. Is more or less is raining for 100 days per year, and then it's important for us recycling the rainwater to use after for the toilets or for our vegetable garden, all the water that we are recycling. Also, a lot of materials that using to create the building Azurmendi was recycling materials. We created one chimpanzee board with more than 400 different seeds that was a point of disappear in the Basque Country. And with the different people from the other disciplines, we studied one by one all the seeds, understand what is the characteristics of these seeds, not only for to cook, also for the farmers information. Daniel, very humble in our case, not like you, but also with different people that have a nice knowledge for us we understand that the importance about that the herbs, flowers, and everything that we have very, very close to the restaurant, that we are trying to put in value all the herbs that the people is walking every day very close to these things, and anybody knows that treasures that you can find very close to you, and we put in value every day in the kitchen also these things. About the waste, we created one compost area very close to the restaurant also, to all the waste that we created to use for the flowers that we created that before I explained you for our garden, but also for after to use this compost that we create for the vineyards, for the vegetable gardens, the other places also. And the magical thing with this compost area is that no is only for Azurmendi. Now it's also for everybody that is living in Larrabetu. Larrabetu is the town that is Azurmendi. I eat a small village with less than 1,000 people living in Larrabetu. Also, we created different strategies for putting value our local producers. Super simple, but nice strategies. For example, in your script on top in the left, you can find Ana Maria Uno is the producer of the local onions. And like example, we didn't have I will explain you how we can support Ana Maria Uno. Buying the red onion from Saya, is local town. Yes, of course. But also, every year, we've received more than 1,000 suggestions for the magazines that asking for one recipe for our magazine. Eneko, please. For 1 year, all the recipes that we share with different magazines have the secret ingredients. Cebolla morada de Zaya, the red onion from Zaya, like subliminal. And after that 1 year, the people, the chef in our industry, start to ask, write us, Eneko, what is red onion from Zaya? It's interesting because you use a lot. Okay. If you want to know the real story about this, you have to connect with this number. Is Ana Maria Uno from Zaya. And the most magical thing is that we don't recover the red onion from Zaya like ingredient. We recover the community of the ladies that worked before behind this product. And what's the most magical thing that we can make super easy? And we are doing all the time different projects about this. Also, we have one project is, for me, is very interesting. We created some years ago is one idea about, okay, now everybody know who is the chef number 1, chef number 10, how many Michelin stars have this chef? But anybody know who is the farmers and the fishermen that is behind these chefs? And I think that the new generation of the farmers and fishermen that is behind the products are the new superheroes. They are changing our world. They are take care about our health, everything. And then we have one idea with one big friend, is Xavi Uribe Echevarria, is the CEO about one business center, is the Sherpa, is one local company, but is one of the most important companies in now in Europe. And together we created one digital platform where you can discover in one click at the best farmers in the world in different areas, in vegetable areas, fishermen's, cheeses, bread, and how we created one community, one nice community with my friends, my chef friends around the world are like commissaries about this. We created different items with the people from the other disciplines about with nice people with big knowledge about the sustainability, and then with different items that we share with the commissaries, they can evaluate it who is in each region or country the best farmers in each chapter. And who is the commissaries around the world? For example, in Spain is Joan Roca. In US, we have two, Daniel Hahn, and the other, I don't remember. I think that there is Grant Atcha from Chicago. In Brazil, we have Alex Atala and Roberto Silva. In Peru, we have Gaston Acurio. In France, we have a lot of commissaries around the world working for this. And then we have now a lot of big dates about this. And we will to share in the short future with the world the story behind the best products in the world, then the best farmers in the world, and we want to explain that the story that they have behind that the work that they are doing, the new eras for the next generation. Believe me.
Absolutely. Eneko, it's absolutely wonderful to listen to you. I know you have to go. It's nearly 7:10. I know you are in a hurry.
I will explain you super fast, Adela, don't worry.
Okay,
Don't worry.
okay.
I will explain you.
Excellent. And if there are any questions, just go ahead. Go ahead.
Don't
We're
worry.
so happy.
This is other project. We have a lot of small projects also every day. We know that we are a very, very small company and it's very difficult to change the world. But we are doing small things every day. And in the end of the year, you can create more than 300 small things to change your micro world. For example, we are living the digital age. But one of the first things that we are doing every day is give one visit card when we are know somebody new. And okay, we can change this. But then we created sustainable cards. How? Is recycling paper? Yes. The typography that you use is the most sustainable? Yes. But what is the interesting thing here? That we put sticking in each card seed that is a point of disappear. And we say, receive my card, make one photo, and after broke, plant my card, and you will discover one result that is a point of disappear. It's a phenomenal product that is that we have to put in value. This is one thing. Other thing with the soaps, we use all the oil that we use for the cook for the guest in the restaurant to create after soup that we give to the guest in the end of the experience. We have one project with NASA also about the mycelium and microarchitecture to create something super sustainable also. About the health, we are working in different steps also. Internal nutrition, we are chef and we are eating terrible every day. Horrible is one of the bad things that we are doing. Then we are creating one program to the chef industry, eat also very good. External nutrition is important for us also. About the future or the present now today is a lot of people with allergies, intolerances, different things. We are creating one program about this. Food for society. We are creating different projects. Here, please, Luis, Adela, help me with the translation because this is very specific for me. Nosotros hemos creado un libro donde damos muchas herramientas para que la gente pueda comer los 7 días de la semana, cocinando ingredientes que va a encontrar muy cerca en cualquier supermercado de manera muy fácil, donde el tiempo de cocinado es muy corto y donde cada capítulo está avalado por un doctor, porque cada capítulo está diseñado para gente con insuficiencia renal, otro capítulo gente con diabetes, otro con obesidad infantil, otro para embarazo y lactancia, otro para tercera edad, otro para insuficiencia cardíaca. otros para pacientes oncológicos, etcétera, etcétera. Y creemos que es una herramienta muy válida para la gente que tiene dificultades para comer bien todos los días y comprar fácil y cercano.
That is so good, and I think it can open a conversation around because Eneko is doing many things for hospitals, and I think that is absolutely amazing, isn't it, Luis? Can you open a conversation around?
Yeah, I think actually that's everybody's like super amazed and everybody wants to make questions to you, Eneko. So I think I'm gonna translate this thing about the book, and then it could be amazing if we can open the conversation and people can interact with you. I think that's
Okay.
So this book is a toolkit, so everybody can have access to affordable food, but not only affordable food, it's also food that is good for your health, depending on the disease that you have. So if you have like a kidney issue, etc., you can just get into the book, and that's one thing. And then this is the part that you're working with the hospital. So Eneko, maybe you can explain this, but everybody wants to make questions to you, so just finish maybe this.
Vamos.
Okay, so I don't know. I know that in the City Science group they have questions, and also probably some other people. So Ilse, I don't know if you can open the camera and start making questions. But I think like this part is also quite important because Eneko, like in the hospital, what he was trying also to do is like trying to have affordable, like with the same price of the equipment in the hospital, like like the dishes, etc., that today they are ugly and very depressive. He was like, what if we spend the same money and we make like beautiful kind of silverware and dishes, so you can have that in the hospital. So Kent, I don't know, the mic is yours, but your mic is not open, so we are waiting for you. Kent?
Yeah, we have one question.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Hi, Eneko, Kaisho. I'm Maitane from City Science. So congratulations for all your work. I mean, it's amazing how we can see your passion about your work and how your pride about all the community that you have created. So my question is if you have also like any project related to kids and like children's, like we can like help them to eat more healthy, to have more like sustainable behaviors, or with the schools, or the same thing that you are doing with the hospitals, but with the schools as well.
Luis, lo quiero explicar rápido y bien, no me quiero equivocar, Adela. Entonces, si me echáis una mano a explicar esta parte, sería fundamental, porque es un poco más técnica para mí.
Perfecto.
Sin lugar a dudas, y es el proyecto al que más ambición le estoy poniendo los últimos meses, yo creo, pero lo creo apasionadamente, en que podemos tener la generación más a la vanguardia del mundo utilizando el conocimiento en torno a la alimentación. Y si quieres, lo vas explicando y luego entro en materia.
This question is super important, and is where he's putting all his effort, in the next, during these months. And he thinks that we can have the most cutting edge generation in this field. Sigue, Eneko.
Sí, yo creo, el ejemplo es muy sencillo. Necesito para este proyecto, evidentemente yo no estoy capacitado para llevar un proyecto así, necesito de mucha gente multidisciplinar que lo llevara a cabo, ¿no? Sobre todo docentes, nutricionistas, médicos, expertos en logística, expertos en residuos orgánicos desechables, sostenibilidad, etcétera, cocineros y coaches de compra, de logística y compra.
Yeah, this is a once again, is actually anti-disciplinary effort that he cannot do alone. So he's looking for a huge team because it's all this thing related to education, but also like nutritional education, no, for children. So he needs everything, like from almost logistical engineers to all the spectrum back to chefs, but everybody is kind of welcome, and everybody has a very specific knowledge that he's kind of cherry picking. So that's quite interesting. Mm-hmm.
Y ahora imaginemos que en las ciudades de un futuro muy, muy cercano, nosotros hemos enseñado a toda una generación de niños y niñas qué son los productos, de dónde vienen, ¿eh? Sector primario, básico, sencillo. ¿Sigo, Luis?
Sí.
¿Qué son los productos? ¿De dónde vienen? ¿Qué día de la semana tienen que comprar los productos? ¿Dónde los tienen que comprar? ¿Cómo los tienen que comprar? ¿Qué no tienen que hacer? ¿Cómo tienen que hacer? ¿Cómo gastar menos dinero? ¿Cómo comprar más saludable? ¿Vale?
Yeah. So something that is very important is that he thinks that should be part of the education. So he's envisioning the future where everybody, mostly the kids, learn from like what do you have to buy, how do you have to cook, all the knowledge should be part of the actually part of the education system.
Vale, sabemos cuáles son los productos, qué es un producto, sabemos cuándo hay que comprarlo y cómo hay que comprarlo. Enseñémosles ahora a cocinar esos productos. Pero no solo a cocinar y también a alargar la vida de los productos. ¿Vale?
Yeah, so you need to know what is a product actually, how do you, where do you buy it, how do you cook it, and that's a very important part of the thing.
Y por último, les enseñamos qué hacer con todos los residuos que generamos, cuáles son las metodologías y las técnicas de cocinado más sostenibles, etcétera, estaremos consiguiendo una generación de personas mucho más sostenibles, mucho más saludables, mucho más autosuficientes, que imponen nuevas necesidades a todos los lineales. Yo creo que estaríamos creando una generación, utilizando la gastronomía, de vanguardia.
Totally. So what he's saying is that then if you also know how to eat it and how to recycle or trust the product, then people will, through food, understand ecology, sustainability, environmental impacts, but also civic. Everything, all the knowledge is linked with the chain of knowledge and the chain of food. So, and I think this is very related with the ideas that Ken has for for Donosti, for the project that we have in Donosti. Like, how can we understand the Gipuzkoa ecosystem through food, and you are just jumping into the future and envisioning that we could implement this and understand all this knowledge. So that's fantastic.
La gastronomía, el conocimiento gastronómico puede ser un arma de educación masiva.
So yeah, so ¿puedes repetirlo? De gastro.
El conocimiento en torno a la alimentación puede ser un arma de educación masiva.
Yeah, okay. So he says that the knowledge around food education could be a mass educational weapon, or like, yeah, in the step of mass destruction, mass education weapon. So that's pretty cool. Ken, do you like more questions?
Yeah, Luis, I've got a question. So the last 100 years or so has seen this amazing agricultural revolution that's managed to feed a planet with almost 9 billion people. But it's incredibly carbon intensive, involves a lot of processed food, it's not healthy. So we're thinking about, what is the future? What are alternatives to this? So I'd love to hear your thoughts on how we can feed a planet of 8 or 9 billion people in the future, bringing to your beautiful approach to food collection and food preparation. And also, I'd like to hear what your attitudes are about the use of meat, which is very carbon intensive, as opposed to vegetarian or vegan diets in the future.
Ayúdame otra vez, Luis. Yo creo que hay muchos puntos que tendríamos que tener en cuenta para equilibrar, ¿no? Para saber que con todos los millones de habitantes que vamos a ser, cómo podemos crear algo sostenible a largo plazo. Creo que hay una alternativa que es clara, que es el mundo vegetariano, etcétera, porque nos va a ayudar en términos sostenibles, pero sobre todo vuelvo a creer en dos conceptos muy básicos, muy, muy básicos. Uno, y es un dato, con la cantidad de personas que nos sobrealimentamos, porque nos sobrealimentamos, no importa que estemos gordos o flacos. Yo estoy bastante flaco y me sobrealimento, como muchísimo más de lo que necesito y de lo que debiera. Y hay un porcentaje increíble en el planeta que hace exactamente lo mismo. Lo primero que deberíamos de hacer es educarnos y reconducir eso en primer lugar. Eso es la primera cosa. Y después te sigo.
Okay. Okay. The first thinking here is like, yeah, for sure, like in this overpopulated planet, looking into the vegetarian diet is a interesting point of view, but we cannot only have one point of view. We should have like a very diverse set of actions. One is we are overeating. I mean, like even if you looks healthy, I mean, he was saying, I am healthy, you know, but even with, and I am thin, but I am overeating too much. I mean, like, and because probably because it's becoming eating is not only because you have to eat, also it's because it's becoming, you know, experience and something that you like, etc. So, and there is a lot of population that we are all of us like eating too much or overeating. So, if we could balance that, that could be one action. Mm-hmm.
Y lo segundo, creo que es la información y la educación, ¿no? Y el saber cómo poder transmitir todo esto. Si yo hago una pregunta a todos los que estáis ahí, ¿cuál es la manera más sostenible de cocinar? ¿Cuál es la técnica más sostenible de cocinar? ¿Alguien sabría contestarme?
No, I don't think so. No creo.
Preguntémoslo, por si acaso.
So yeah, so and then the second step is like the technique for cooking, like and he's saying what is the most sustainable way of cooking, and if I make this question, can somebody answer me? And I was saying no, but I don't know if somebody knows.
Deberíamos de saber cuáles son las
Wait,
maneras
we have Eneko.
Yes.
Okay, it's a guess.
Yo diría que la manera, the most sustainable way I would say is like buying from local products instead of like imported products.
I would say sun drying.
Okay. Unos dicen compra local, otros dicen que secándolo mediante el sol. So, yeah, local
Vale,
buy.
la del sol se acerca muchísimo porque la técnica de cocina solar es una de las más sostenibles que existen. La segunda y más habitual que todos tenemos en casa es el microwave. Lo de la cocina local, por ejemplo, cuando hablamos del futuro, no es tan importante de dónde viene como el de cómo se ha producido ese producto, cuánta cantidad de agua ha necesitado, etcétera, etcétera. Es decir, las lejanías en cuanto a emisiones de CO2, y estamos haciendo un estudio con Eneko sobre esto, lo publicaremos y lo compartiremos con vosotros, no es tan importante como el qué y el cómo lo estamos haciendo. Las distancias y el mito del kilómetro cero tienen otras connotaciones muy loables, que son las de salvaguardar tu cultura, tu propio territorio, etcétera, etcétera, pero no son las que menos, no son normalmente las que menos CO2 emiten.
Okay. ¿Y cuál dices que es la más saludable entonces?
La más saludable, la más sostenible de la manera de cocinar, la solar es una de ellas y la segunda, la más común, el microondas.
Okay. So the most sustainable one is, of course, maybe sun drying, but also what he says the microwave. That's very interesting. He's making this study about sustainability and trying to measure the carbon footprint of products. So, and he say local production is amazing, but it's amazing because you are keeping the culture, because in some cases can be a little bit more sustainable. But if you have the bigger picture. Transportation of food is not the biggest CO2 producer, is how do you produce the food. So the process of how do you produce the food, etc., that's the most impactful one. So that's kind of important, and I am very interested on this research actually. So but Eneko, keep going. I mean, what is your taking on the meat then? I mean, like, o sea, ¿tú qué opinas sobre lo de la comida, sobre lo de la carne? Sí, no, nos volvemos vegetarianos todos.
Es impepinable que las carnes, los rumiantes son emisores de CO2 a lo bestia. Entonces, es cierto que en cuanto a sostenibilidad no nos ayudan del todo, pero yo creo que tenemos que buscar vías de transición. Vías de transición, ¿por qué? Porque no vale que hoy nos volvamos absolutamente extremistas y digamos que la carne tiene que desaparecer de todas nuestras dietas hoy. ¿Y qué hacemos con toda esa gente que trabaja detrás de esa industria? Primero habrá que darles nuevos caminos, nuevas propuestas para que puedan ir haciendo esa transferencia de un mundo, de un campo hacia el otro y no sin dañar demasiado a todos los demás.
Okay, so yeah, Eneko is looking into the socio-economical and environmental sustainability. So he says, for sure, meat is one of the biggest CO2 producers because the animals, I mean, like and how do we produce that meat with animals is like is unbelievable and it's a huge impact. But we need to do it. We need a transition. So because if you remove directly, if everybody gets vegetarian today or vegan, then the entire sector just collapse because that people will have. A lot of people will lose the jobs and a lot of things needs to change. So he's like thinking like, how can we balance a little bit the transition into something more sustainable? Yeah, more questions? The last one, I mean, we have like 2 more minutes or should I don't know if there is more questions, a quick one. Okay, we have a lot of questions here, but needs to be very quick, okay? Español, da igual. O en inglés.
Vale, hello. I'm
Hola.
Hola. I'm from Santiago de Compostela and I'm working here in aging research. So like, why do we get old? What does aging mean? So a lot of like topics in aging, they also look at the food and diet, especially Mediterranean diet, but also a lot of food in Japan. So I wonder if you like try to include that in your kitchen or in your recipes, or if aging and like envejecimiento is something that you do cut for your food innovations.
¿Me podéis ayudar, Luis?
Que bueno, que ella está trabajando en temas de envejecimiento y cómo la comida
Sí.
puede impactar en el envejecimiento. Y si has analizado algo de eso, porque sabemos que estás muy interesado en la gente, en los niños, ¿no? Pero y también la gente mayor.
La gente mayor también. Yo creo además que de hecho, no tengo los datos exactos y corregidme si me equivoco, pero creo que los japoneses y los vascos somos de los que mayor índice de longevidad tenemos en el planeta en estos momentos. Y yo creo que ahí el ingrediente secreto es cómo nos alimentamos, ¿no? Además de muchísimos otros factores que seguro que conocéis muchísimo más que nosotros, pero yo creo que sí.
Ha preguntado específicamente sobre la dieta mediterránea y japonesa, diciendo...
Vale, para mí la dieta mediterránea, cuando la gente habla de la dieta mediterránea, engloba casi todo lo que es España dentro de la dieta mediterránea. Y sin embargo, creo que ella siendo gallega, además, creo que nosotros en toda la parte atlántica y luego Golfo de Vizcaya, etcétera, tenemos una dieta que difiere bastante de la dieta comúnmente conocida como mediterránea. Es verdad que adquirimos beneficios como el aceite de oliva y tantas cosas beneficiosas, pero es verdad que luego a nosotros el mar, la climatología, nos dan otro tipo de productos y otro tipo de manera de vivir también. Y sí, creo que es absolutamente importante. Creo que aquí en el gobierno regional, en la Diputación de Vizcaya, ya han empezado a mirar un poco este futuro, ¿no? Cada vez vamos a ser más longevos, que me importa, pero me importa y sé trabajarlo pensando en el próximo futuro. Es decir, todo esto que hablaba de la sostenibilidad, perdón, de crear una generación de vanguardia, es absolutamente necesario para las personas que vamos a estar después siendo personas mayores o de edad avanzada.
Ok, lo voy a traducir y ya terminamos, ¿vale? Okay, so what the question was about, like how food can impact into aging, etc. And then it was like the Mediterranean and the Japanese kind of diet. And he was saying, of course, food is super important and is super important also for aging. He was saying also like, but let's talk about the Mediterranean diet because actually we are talking about the north of Spain and that's a little bit slightly different than the Mediterranean diet. So that's also pretty cool. I think in another meeting we should drill down a little bit on that because I think that's very powerful. And then he's saying like this is connecting very well with his idea of education through food, because the new generations, they will know much better what they are eating, how they are eating, how they are recycling the food, and that's also will help them to be have a better health when they age. So I think that's fantastic. Thank you so much, Eneko. I mean, like this has been like
It's a pleasure for me.
no, this is
Please.
dale.
Feel free to keep the contact with me. If everybody wants to send me one question or different questions, please feel super free. It will be a pleasure for me. Thank you. It's an honor for me to share our ideas with yours. And then please keep in touch. We are open at everything that you want. We have this presentation also to share with you, please, that everybody that have interest. And insist, if anybody have any doubts or something, let me know. Will be a pleasure.
Thank you so much, and thank you for being our
Thank
guinea
you.
pig on the experiment. I mean, has been like challenging, but I thank you so much for being so generous and
Pleasure.
easy going. So, and thank you for this. For sure, we are gonna be in touch with you. I don't know if and in our side, well, thank you to Spain at MIT and everybody that is helping making this happen. And also, like, thank you to everybody that is there, like RCC, City Science. I mean, everybody. I don't know if Ken, you wanna wrap up and say something, or we just finish here. Yeah, he just okay. So thank you so much, and so
Thank you
everybody.
very much.
Bye. I'm gonna make a
Bye.
video, and I will share with you also, Eneko. And see you everyone in the next next
All
event.
to you all. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Ya. Eneko, hay un montón de preguntas que hemos tenido que cortar.
Mándamelas, Luis. Mandarme todas,
Les-
Lo haré encantado. Darme unos días y lo haré encantado, ¿vale?
Vale, pues les voy a pasar mi contacto y que me escriban. Vale.
Por favor, será un placer. Gracias,
Adiós.
Adiós.